Good afternoon and welcome to BizTech's Asian Midday Market Watch. It's the 31st of January and we have our regular guest, Jeffrey Halley, independent market analyst, on the show today. Jeff, it's always great to have you on the show.
Lovely to be here, Brian.
Now, Jeff, before we get your insights, we're going to take a look and see how regional markets have performed. We start with the SGX. The SGX is down 0.01%, so relatively flat. But across the region, we have a mixed bag as well. We've got the KLCI, which is up marginally, 0.04%. Shanghai is down 0.52%. The ASX All Ordinaries is up 0.87%. The Nikkei is up 0.05%. But the Hang Seng and the Kospi are both down. The Hang Seng is down 0.92%, and the Kospi is down 0.21%. Jeff, your views on market performance in the first half of the day?
Well, if we look at the outperformance for Australia, we saw Australian inflation come in at 4.1% this morning. That was less than the market was expecting. The Aussie's fallen on the back of that, but the stock market has rallied. And the reason for that is that the market has immediately started pricing in RBA rate cuts in the coming months. So that's why we've seen a rally down there. China, we saw soft manufacturing PMI. It did rise to 49.2, but it's still below 50, which means it's in contractionary territory. This is just yet another piece of bad news to go with yet another tough week of negative headlines coming out of China and Hong Kong. So that's why we've seen equity markets fall in those areas. Wall Street overnight didn't actually outperform despite stellar results from Microsoft and Alphabet. And I suspect there's a bit of profit taking going on there. But that meant that Asia wasn't, from a sentiment point of view, set for a great session anyway.
Now, Jeff, obviously, one of the key things around Microsoft and Alphabet is a lot of the good news was priced into the stocks as well. And also, markets have taken risk off because of the FOMC meeting later tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that. I mean, if you want to talk about the Magnificent Seven, as they're known, there's a lot of good news priced into those stocks, and they are the main reason that the S&P has had such a magnificent, so to speak, run over the last 6 months. Therefore, there is probably an element of buy the rumor, sell the fact. And of course, I think we're going to see markets take risk off the table ahead of the Federal Reserve's latest rate decision. The FOMC decision will be out early tomorrow morning, Asia time. And I think we're also seeing that combination of risk reduction as well.
Now, coming up to after the FOMC meeting, what else should we be looking out for the rest of the week that could move markets?
Well, we do have some more tech heavyweights coming out this week as well. And as I said, there is a lot of good news built into those prices. So unless they come out with stellar results, we are probably going to see some short-term profit taking on those stocks. But the main number that the markets will be looking at will be the non-farm payrolls on Friday, which is always good for a bit of short-term volatility. I think really, though, the highlight of the week is going to be the FOMC meeting tomorrow, the rate decision. They won't cut rates, they won't move rates, but it will all be about the statement, and that's going to be picked over letter by letter, word by word for the markets, looking for some sign about the trajectory of potential rate cuts from the Federal Reserve going forward.
On that note, Jeff, thank you very much for your insights. Thanks for coming on the show.
A pleasure.
Now, we've been speaking to Jeffrey Halley, independent market analyst, and this has been BizTech's Asian Midday Market Watch. I'm Brian Fernandez. Check out the show on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as our syndication partners, TV stations, radio stations, and websites. Thanks a lot for tuning in.